Yoyo Wallet, London-based company, created less than 4 years ago by myself, Michael Rolfe, and Dave Nicholson. The statement I'm making here, which is more the reason why we exist, is an important one to put forward at the start of my presentation, making mobile relevant for retail. What I mean by that is that there are a lot of payment systems out there that are mobile-based that are not relevant for retail. They exist in retail environments. I can name Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Android Pay, and many other pay systems. But retailers don't see particular value when accepting these modes of payments. So I'll explain why Yoyo Wallet differs from these various payment systems I just mentioned, although coexist with them. So Yoyo Wallet is effectively, for us consumers, an app which you download on Android or iOS, with which you pay at the counter and think about the brick and mortar retail by presenting a QR code to a scanner. But the payment transaction is really one aspect what Yoyo does. The more important aspect is that your points, your rewards, your stamps, your marketing offers, and so on, are directly embedded within the experience of payment within the app. And those are specific to each retailers. So Yoyo is a single destination app where multiple retail chains coexist with their own loyalty systems within Yoyo. On the retailer side of the equation, Yoyo is a set of AI-based tools that enables the retailer to create very targeted, personalized marketing campaigns through the app. So what is our purpose? And I know I'm not supposed to read slides, but I will read this one because I think it's important that every word is actually laid out there. So we believe that mobile can enable a better retail experience, but it has to do more than just payment. It should connect the retailers and the brands to their customers and vice versa, for the purpose of enabling a more rewarding relationship. So that's why we're here. We're creating a better and a more rewarding relationship at the point of sale for retail. That's the innovation. I'll explain to you why us right now. So Yoyo captures the basket data. When you pay with Yoyo at the point of sale, we capture every line item of what you've purchased. So that is possible only because Yoyo is integrated through an API into the software of the point of sale. I'll give you a concrete example. Caffè Nero, which is a chain of 650 stores in the UK, use a software called Micros, which is one of the world leaders. It's an Oracle company. Yoyo is integrated into the Micros Symphony software at the latest version level, which means that any retailer that uses the same software can accept Yoyo overnight. So that integration is key here to capture the basket data. It's gold dust. We also know who the customers are. They've registered with Yoyo. We have their profile. So we're now able to understand what customers buy, and when they buy, and where they buy. And we are able to create effectively a complete profile of a consumer which is based on their preferences and their behavior at the point of sale. So that is only possible if you capture the basket data. The payment information alone, which flows through the card schemes and the banking system, is not enough to create that very detailed profile and insight into a consumer. And if you put yourself in the shoes of a retailer, that is solid gold. So we know that what retailers want, having spoken and sold our proposition to hundreds of them, is they want to create a better consumer experience. And retailers also understand that these things are called smartphones for a reason. It's our personal letterbox. It's an ability to engage with the consumers directly. But it's also a remote control for us as consumers. The consumer should be able to turn on and off offers, brands. Consumers chooses which retailer should be in Yoyo. So if I want to summarize what Yoyo does and actually reference some success stories on the retailer market, is Yoyo is effectively combining the experience that Starbucks have actually been pioneering of a mobile app where you receive your points and rewards and your stars directly in the app, and the Tesco Club Card experience. So Tesco is obviously one of the world leaders in terms of customer insight, customer data, and Starbucks is still by far the largest mobile payment system out there, albeit extremely proprietary to Starbucks, but very effective with about 20% share of their purchasing volume in the US through the app. So that's what retailers want. That's what we deliver. So let me tell you where we are as a company and where we've expanded into from the beginning. So Yoyo started by being accepted in one university in 2014, Imperial College, which is one of the top 5 in the world, in Kensington in London. And imagine the campus like Imperial College has got about 35 outlets. They range from the cafeteria, the canteens, the coffee shops, the pubs, the shops, the gyms, the bars, and so on. It's quite a big campus, 25,000 students. Since then, we've expanded to 51 universities, some of the largest in the UK, which have similar catering environments as the one I just described, ranging from 10, 15 outlets to 65 outlets at University of Birmingham. Yoyo is also now expanded in the last 18 months into the corporate sector. So for those of you who work for large institutions like banks and so on, Yoyo is the mode of payment for staff in the canteen, the cafeteria. So I can name JP Morgan, Accenture, PwC, Hilton, Honda, and so on and so forth. This has created effectively a mass of consumers on Yoyo and effectively a consumer network, which we've been able to leverage now that we're entering the high street. High street retail is very important. Caffè Nero, I just mentioned already, is accepting Yoyo from the 1st of March in Ireland and the 1st of April in the UK across all their 650 locations. Planet Organic is our entry into the grocery stores market, which is another reference point for us. And of course, I could mention a number of others in here. Thank you. Open to questions.
Hi, thanks for your presentation. I guess and your story seems to demonstrate it, that for the moment you're targeting the small retailers. I'm wondering what would be the attractive value proposition for large retailers abandoning his brand for your brand, because we can imagine they can propose as well what you're doing with the basket and the consumer experience under their application, their own application, under their brand. And we know they have some difficulties to work together and leave up their brand.
Yeah, actually, correction, we're not targeting the small retailers, we're targeting the large chains. So Caffè Nero does about 75 million transactions a year. It's the second largest coffee chain in the UK. So I would categorize them at the upper end of the scale. Then of course you have the large supermarket chains, obviously, which are bigger in size. But in the food and beverage, quick service restaurant, Caffè Nero is right up there. So yes, the larger chains tend to want to have their own app. And you've seen in the US, Starbucks have paved the way for this. Target is the other one. Kohl's has just released an app and so on. Now the reality is, we as consumers, we're not going to have an app for every retailer we love to go to. We're not going to have a wallet for each retailer we love to go to. And retailers know that as well. So what we're doing at Yoyo is actually we're enabling these retail chains to have their own brand experience through an app which is powered by Yoyo. In the case of Caffè Nero, it's a Caffè Nero app powered by Yoyo. But also the ability to actually reach out to all these consumers that are not the loyal consumers of theirs. They're out there. The people they don't know about, but they would like to attract into their stores. So think of Yoyo Wallet as the marketplace. It's a mobile-first marketplace for retail. So reaching out to the other consumers is very important to them. So we're combining both the retailer-branded app experience with the access to the Yoyo Wallet open marketplace. The common denominator between all of these is that the acceptance mark at the till is Yoyo. So Yoyo is effectively creating an acceptance network through the EPOS across various retail sectors.
Okay, we have a last quick one.
Alain, you said that you're one of the fastest growing or the fastest growing wallets in Europe. Can you share some sense of usage, traction you're having at the moment?
Yeah, so we started the year last year with just less than 200,000 transactions a month. We are now approaching the 750,000 transactions a month. And these are effectively payment transactions that trigger each time some loyalty points or rewards. We went from 20 universities to 50 in the space of a year. We went from practically 5 corporates to close to 200 corporates accepting Yoyo. We've won one of the largest retail chains here on Yoyo Wallet. And this is going to be a significant moment for retailers in the UK. And as a company, we've expanded also from a handful of people to almost 50 people. So we are a typical venture-backed organization. We're intending to own the retail sector in the sense of being able to propose Yoyo to various retail groups, not just in the QSR, quick service, and food and beverage, but also in different verticals. Yoyo is applicable to any type of brick and mortar retail.